Hi, I'm Evan Barker, and this is my Left 4 Dead 2 map, Death Penalty. Death Penalty takes place in a Georgia prison 5 weeks into the green flu pandemic. You and 3 other inmates have survived by barricading yourselves inside a cramped cell, but now it's time to make your move. This level leads the player through wide open cell blocks, claustrophobic tunnels, and trashed offices. The intent of my original concept was to keep gameplay diverse and interesting, primarily doing so by playing with room size, obstacles, and a range of weapons. The player starts in the cell with the options of a pistol or police baton, allowing them to choose their initial playstyle. The cell block itself is large, but holds plenty of corners and hideaways for enemies to spawn and to keep the player alert. The player is drawn to a button in the surveillance room that will unlock the main doors. I utilized the glow effect on dynamic entities to keep the player moving to the next objective. The majority of these first rooms have a catwalk on all sides to add some height to the map, which gives the player an extra dimension to think about. The connecting room to the cafeteria serves as a security checkpoint for the inmates, and one wrong step will alert the horde. The player is provided with a Desert Eagle and a Molotov to deal with the first wave. I placed this trigger here due to the director's spawning habits. If the player is inside the connecting room, the director has free range to spawn zombies anywhere in both the cafeteria and cell block A for a full convincing wave. After moving through the cafeteria and up the catwalk, the player reaches the second cell block. I wanted to make this cell block play differently than the first one, so I made a number of changes. The player starts in the surveillance room instead of the bottom floor, which leads to a pitch black catwalk. The power is out, requiring the player to use their flashlight for guidance. They're provided with a shotgun and pipe bomb to change up the gameplay. These items are useful after unlocking the doors, which triggers another horde. This adds an instant frenzy to the area. Although the gameplay felt different, the layout was still too similar. My solution was to create a large hole in the ceiling where zombies could spawn in from. Instead of spawning all of the zombies in the cells or on the ground floor, the director now has more options when creating the gameplay experience. This added a sense of unpredictability and surprise to the room. The player is then drawn to a large hole in the wall by a lone flickering light. This next stretch of the map is meant to be tight, dark, and unnerving. The player will feel sweet relief when reaching the end of the hallway and ascending to the light of the office area. The offices and lobby are meant to be the inverse of the dark and grimy areas of the main prison. These rooms are small and populated with objects, requiring some navigation from the player and again reinforcing the pattern of open area to tight area as often as possible. The Armory is the first room where the player becomes well equipped for a fight. The room is filled with corpses and weapons, and the player must move quickly to gear up for the alerted horde. As the player fights through the lobby, they're given the option to fight and kill a witch in one of the side rooms. This risk-reward situation grants the player a chainsaw if done successfully, but could come at a great cost if not handled correctly. To end the level, we enter the final and largest room in the prison, a gym that has been repurposed by the military as a medical bay and checkpoint. Once the player calls for help on the radio, they must scavenge the area for weapons, ammo, and medical supplies to survive. A mounted machine gun is located at the center of the room, perfect for the incoming waves of enemies. I wanted this final area to feel like the intense climax of the level by offering the player tons of powerful weapons and a large area to move around in to get the tactical advantage. Once the final tank is killed, the player is able to escape, and the credits roll. Thanks so much for watching. For more information on me and my work, check out my website and LinkedIn.